Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Dino Thunder White Ranger from the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. This guy was a Walgreens exclusive here in the States. I actually got mine on Walgreens.com, so I didn't have to go into the store. For the most part, he looks pretty good. Packaging here, you can tell it's an exclusive because the rest of the packaging is not white. It is kind of this silverish gray color. But the artwork looks really cool. I like how it wraps around on the side. There it is again, and on the back, very nice press shot of the figure. Top and the bottom, not too much going on, so you might be thinking to yourself, he looks good, but something is just a little off. Obviously, yes, there's a huge controversy going around the internet, a huge controversy, but made some noise on the internet about the black outline of the visor not being painted. As you can see, it does look a little weird with just the red, I will admit. But Hasbro was nice enough to send out replacement helmets if you contacted their customer support. So I am very happy to report that I was able to secure one. And it's really quite different, as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead, first drop the helmet. Then I'm going to put it on the figure after I get this guy out of the box. And we'll take a closer look. Here he is out of the packaging. I gotta say, he looks great. They really did a great job. Once you get the right helmet pegged on, really, really good. I mean, just to show you, it's like night and day. I mean, the red even looks darker. I don't know if it's just because it's outlined in black or if it really is a darker shade of red. I feel like it must be, but it just looks so... I mean, this is so bad. This new helmet is so much better, and it just looks so sharp and just really completes the figure. They did such a great job with that. Articulation pretty standard for Lightning Collection figures. You have the head on a ball joint, so that can move around. The vest, I guess it would call this, is a soft, very soft plastic. It actually just kind of pegs into the back, as you can see there. So if you wanted to completely remove it, you could unpeg it, take the head off, and completely take it off. He's fully painted underneath, so that's kind of neat. I would have probably preferred it just be solid, a little bit harder plastic, just to stay in place. But I don't mind it the way that it is. I mean, it's beautifully painted. The gold trim, the black, very, very sharp. So I don't really care if it's a little bit softer plastic. But again, typical like butterfly joint there in the shoulder. You have a hinge and a swivel in the shoulder. Although mines are kind of tight. Like really tight for some reason. This one's a little bit looser, so I don't know. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, typical wrist. He does have two alternate hands. Kind of a, I don't know if that's just like a posing hand and then like another grabbing hand. The triangles on the back of the hands are not painted black. Not on these either. Kind of a bummer, but not a big deal. If I had to lose paint applications somewhere, I'm okay with that. The morpher's also unpainted. Again, I get it. It's very small. You have that typical kind of rotation joint there in the torso. You have an ab crunch, kick forward, kick out to the side, thigh swivel, double jointed knees. You have a boot swivel, and then typical kind of rock and swivel ankle. And then taking a look at his accessory, a lot of really nice paint here. The gold paint's very sharp. I think it did a great job on that. I would have loved this to be kind of more detailed, but I get it. Perfectly acceptable. Now he does have this really neat effect piece. If you've seen the show, he would kind of zigzag the dagger all over the place and it would create arrows and then you'd kind of shoot them out. So you can recreate that. You just slide this on like this, and he's creating all the different arrows and then shooting them out. I think that's a really cool idea. It's a really neat and unique effect piece. And of course it makes perfect sense for this figure. So to me, that's kind of above and beyond. A lot of times you'll see they do some kind of effect piece that can be reused later on because that makes sense when they're planning out these toys. Now these hands are very, very, very tightly gripped. Let me see if does this fit a little bit better in this one? That almost seems like it's... See, are those together? Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that through there. All right, new plan, new plan. All right, so I was able to get the sword in the hand, and I think it looks pretty good now. But yeah, overall, I'm really, really happy with this figure. I think they did a great job. I'm glad I was able to find it. I wanted to do a comparison real quick with the Bandai version. And the Bandai version wasn't terrible. It did have a little bit more kind of hard plastic, solid vest. But I have to say, overall, I just think the proportions are a little better. Now that they fixed the helmet, I think this helmet is definitely better than this one. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I definitely think this one's better. And if you come around to the back, this is the most notable difference. Not only were they not even painted, but you can see they were kind of raised up here on the vest, these black stripes, and then they just kind of stop halfway, whereas the Hasbro version has them completely molded and painted, and it just looks so much better from the back. I mean, it's night and day. Neither one of them had their morpher painted, and I think the gold is a little bit sharper here on the Hasbro one. And again, I just feel like, I don't know, the joints are getting a little loose. I just kind of also feel like because they're so much taller, they're a little bit ganglier, and maybe that's why they don't hold up. I don't know. I honestly think that this was one of the better ones from Bandai, with the exception of the back of the vest. I thought overall it actually looked kind of decent, but you can also see that the weapon wasn't nearly as painted as it is on the Hasbro one, so that's another one in Hasbro's favor. I also think the holster looks a little bit better on the Hasbro one. So I don't want to say the Bandai one was trash, because I really don't think it was, but putting them next to each other, I think the Hasbro one is much better. I think this is a great figure, and I can't believe I almost forgot to show off the Trent head. I actually think this is pretty good. It's not bad. It doesn't so much look like the actor as much as it looks like if they were going to draw the actor into the comic book. That's kind of what it looks like to me. This is like the Boom Studios version of Trent. But I still think it looks pretty good. I'm actually pretty happy with it. I think they did a nice job. Pretty good civilian head. I definitely recommend picking this up. I don't know if you are going into Walgreens stores at the moment, but I got mine on Walgreens.com. I don't know if he's still available online or not, but I definitely think he's a pretty excellent figure, and once you can get the replacement head from Hasbro, it looks pretty phenomenal. That was really the only thing that was holding this figure back, and it was holding it back pretty far, because that was a pretty terrible job on the helmet without that very important paint application. But just contact customer service. Hasbro came through, really hooked us up with some nice replacement helmets, and it really makes for a beautiful figure. I really don't have too much to complain about this guy. I really like the accessories. I think the effect piece is very unique and fun. The helmet looks great. I think the civilian head looks good. I mean, the only thing you could really complain about is that the morpher's not painted, and the black triangle on the back of the hands is not painted. But that's really nitpicking. I really can't fault them for that. Again, like I said, I personally would have preferred a little bit more hard plastic kind of molded on vest. But again, I don't mind what we got. It's just personal preference. I think this looks perfectly good as well. Yeah, this guy's pretty phenomenal. I definitely recommend picking him up if you can find him. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.